So Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 2.47 कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुर्मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि. So meaning of this shloka is Krishna is telling us what to do. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty. Means you have the right to work whatever is prescribed for you. But you are not entitled to the fruits of action. But you have no right on the fruits, on the results of your action. So Krishna is instructing us, never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities. And never be attached to not doing your duty. So sometimes people can think, okay, Krishna is saying that we should not think about the result. So better, if we cannot think about the result, better not to work. No, we have to work. Krishna is saying you must perform your prescribed duty. Never be attached to not doing your duty, but you have no rights on your results. And if you are expecting results, if you are thinking about results, you will be bound in this material world. So there are three considerations here. There are three kinds of karma: karma, vikarma, akarma. Karma means the prescribed duties. Prescribed duties means, for example, if somebody is Brahmana, so he is working as a Brahmana. Somebody Kshatriya, he is taking care of the kingdom, or like that. The kings comes under Kshatriya. Somebody are Vaishya, he is doing his part, like that. So we have some prescribed duties. Even at our home also, we have some prescribed duties. Husband, wife, children are having their prescribed duties, studies, they are students, like that. So that is karma. They are prescribed duties. Another is capricious work, means vikarma, what we should not do. Like for example, in Bhagavad Gita also, and even our scriptures, it is said that we should not cheat others. We should not we should not steal anything from others, or we should not obviously the four regulative principles are also capricious work, like eating non-veg, meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and illicit sex. So these are capricious work, so we should not do that. If we do capricious work, yani vikarma, we have to go to hell. And if we are doing our prescribed duties we are doing, but we are not performing bhakti, then we will stay in this material world only. Maybe we will get another birth of human being, or maybe because we have done some punya, we will go to the heaven, because heaven is also in this material world. And another is inaction. Inaction means it's not like not doing anything. Inaction means akarma, means here akarma meaning is also not doing anything, but here not doing anything for material progress, only doing everything for Krishna's service, Krishna's pleasure. That is inaction. So the prescribed duties or activities, it is enjoined in terms of one's acquired modes of material nature. For example, somebody is in Satoguna, so he will be called as Brahmana. These all Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is created by Lord Krishna himself. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvanyam Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. But not as per birth, as nowadays many people think, okay, you have taken birth in Brahmana family, so you are Brahmana. You have taken birth in Shudra family, you are Shudra. No, not as per birth. If somebody is Satoguna, mode of goodness, he is called Brahmana. If somebody is Rajoguna, mode of passion, then he will be Kshatriya. If somebody is a mixture of Tamoguna and Rajoguna, mode of ignorance and mode of passion, then he will be called as Vaishya. And if somebody is Tamoguni, mode of ignorance, he will be Shudra. So as per their modes, they have some prescribed duties. So Lord is advising Arjuna not to be inactive, but perform your prescribed duty without being attached to the result. For example, a very good example of a student. For a student, if he is preparing for his exam, he should practice this shloka. It's a very practical. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is so important that anybody can be successful only by following Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Even a student is continuously thinking of results. Oh, my dad told me I have to bring minimum 98 percentage, or my classmate, otherwise he will be the topper, I will be not the topper, so that's why I have to study. Or okay, what my relatives will tell me if I don't study well and I don't bring good marks. That is not the proper way, because he is continuously thinking about the results only, and that's why he is studying. So that's why his mind is 50% in study, 50% is the thinking of the result. So how can he give his 100%? But a Krishna conscious child, how he thinks, okay, Krishna has said me, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. I have the right on my duties. So I am a student, my duty is to study. I will give my 100% to my study. Result, I will live on Krishna. So how peaceful his mind will be. There is no anxiety. He want to impress only Krishna, nobody else. So he is so peaceful, and when someone is peaceful, his mind is so concentrated, he can give 100% to his study. And his parents no need to supervise him all the way, he is studying or not, he is playing with mobile or he is studying. No, because he know this philosophy. That's why what he will do his prescribed duties honestly, and by this way if some student he is thinking of result giving 50%, and one student he is not thinking of result and giving 100%. If one is giving 50% or even 80%, then how much result he can have? And if somebody is giving 100%, then how much he can have? So 100% can have 100% also, right? But anyway, even the result come. For example, for a student case only I want to give example, that sometimes what happen, some students are so afraid of results. They gave exam, but they're afraid of results. They don't know they will pass or fail. For example, medical entrance or like that. Before result, they suicide. Why? So much pressure in their mind. They don't know this sloka given by Krishna. We have to focus only on our duties, not on the results. Krishna will take care of results. And whatever Krishna gives, that is Krishna's mercy in my life. This way we have to think. See, we are part and parcel of Krishna. So how much Krishna will love you? Your son and daughter is like you have given them birth. So how much you love your son and daughter? How much? It is a tradition. More than parents, we love our children, and our children will also love their children more than their parents. So children are so so much we are attached to children. Why? Because they took birth from us. So similarly, we are part and parcel of Lord Krishna, and this birth is material, but Krishna, we are eternal relationship, never change. So how much Krishna loves us? And that too, if we are practicing Krishna consciousness, then how much Krishna will love us? For example, if your son he misunderstand you, though you want his all, you are doing everything for him only, but he misunderstands you, or daughter misunderstands you. It happens, especially when they go out from the home, like for studies, and when they doing some another thing, some job, and are married, and then sometimes it happens. So how you will feel? Misunderstanding. That's why we are always misunderstanding Lord Krishna. Krishna is our best well-wisher, best friend, best everything. Whatever happens in our life, that is by mercy of Krishna. Though we cannot see it now, but we can see it in future. We just have to have some patience and have full faith on Krishna, because Krishna is our well-wisher more than our parents or more than anybody else in this material world. So why we misunderstand Krishna? So Krishna's intention is to make us happy. So that's why we should do our prescribed duty in a Krishna conscious way, and we should not think about the result, because if we keep thinking about the result, it will bring anxiety. With the anxiety, it will bound us in this material world. That is the main thing. So that's why Krishna is saying, Arjuna, don't be inactive. Perform your prescribed duty, but don't being attached to a result. How difficult it is now. In the initial stage, it looks like difficult, but by practicing, abhyasena tu kaunteya, abhyasena, vairagyana cha grihate, abhyas, by practice we can become the perfect. By vairagya means unattached to the result. If we practicing like this, then we will be very dear to Krishna, because for example, whoever listen to us, we love them. You have two child, one child listen to you, your son listen to you, daughter doesn't, or the daughter listen to you, son doesn't. Then whom you love more? Who listen to you? Like that. So here Krishna helps those who help themselves to practice this shloka. So as far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into 3 subdivisions. Prescribed duties, Swadharma. Swadharma are 2 types, like related to our body and related to soul, ourself. So soul Swadharma is do bhakti, do service to Krishna, devotional service. And Swadharma for body is like you are working, you are taking care of your family. That is a prescribed duty. So prescribed duties, they can be having 3 subdivisions. So Srila Prabhupada is including here routine work, emergency work, and desired activities. Routine work means daily work. So it is in Hindi nitya karma, means every day you have to do some work, no? That is the nitya karma, daily work. And another is emergency work, apatkalin karma. Emergency means something you have to do in your emergency. For example, this is now pandemic situation, it's emergency situation. So government sealed some places or stopped communication, like that, transportation, emergency. So in our life also there are some emergency work we have to do. And desired activities means ichchita karma, what we want to, we desire. Routine work performed as an obligation in terms of spiritual injunctions without desire for results is action in the mode of goodness. Routine work means nitya karma, what we must have to do, then but without expecting the result, no expectation, only performing our duty, kartavya, then it is mode of goodness. Work which results become the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Inauspicious. If we are thinking about result and that's why we are doing that work, it is inauspicious. Everyone has his proprietary right in regards to prescribed duties. We have our full right to do our duties, but should act without attachment to the result. This is the key points of this shloka to become successful in our life. In this human life, if we want to become successful, this is the key words. So, such disinterested obligatory duties doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation. Only those human beings can go in the path of liberation who have no expectation for results, who actually offer the results to Krishna and Krishna's hand, and whatever results come, he accepts it. He don't become very happy or very sad. He is accepting is as Krishna's mercy. So that person can go in the path of liberation. Arjuna was therefore advised by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty, without attachment to result. Krishna is saying, Arjuna, you fight. You don't take decision not to fight, but don't attach to result. I will be the winner, or I will be get defeated by the against army. No, don't think about that. You just properly execute your duty. That is important. His non-participation in the battle is another side of attachment. Means Arjuna is attached to his relatives. So he's not firstly he didn't want to participate. So it is also material attachment. That's why this attachment is cause of bondage. Any attachment, positive or negative, is cause of bondage. And inaction is sinful. Here akarma, here this inaction Prabhupada is saying means not doing anything. Akarma have two meaning. One is doing only thing for Krishna, Krishna's service. Second one is not doing anything, just sitting. What is your duties you are not doing? For example, you are father, you have to take care of your child and you are not doing that. This is sinful. You have responsibility but you are not following that. Therefore, fighting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path of salvation for Arjuna. So in this shloka, we can learn that karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, that we must practice only for doing the duties, being Krishna conscious, but we should never think about result, and whatever come by its own accord, we should accept it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.